Guys, it's the King Koopas here. Welcome back to more Star Wars Battlefront 2. In the last episode, we took a look at Hunt Mode. And, well, it was fun and all that, but had a massive fail where I ended up losing at the end to the Gungans. Luckily, I corrected that. I can't believe that still happened, though. That just left a sour taste in my mouth, so I had to fix that. Anyway. In this episode, this will be the final bonus episode of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and that's it. This is it, the final episode. Now, what do I have planned for today? Well, I got something special, alright? Now, for those of you who are big fans of this game, you know exactly what I'm doing. Well, yeah, we showed off Hunt mode last time. Now, you see that mode right below Hunt, which is Assault? Now, you might be thinking, wait a sec, that's normally for space battles, isn't it? Well, it is. Except, normally, and let me show it. In space mode Assault, it's destroy enemy systems and stuff. Whereas Isley is something special. Heroes and villains clash sabers and exchange fire in the ultimate duel of the fates. That, speaking of duel of the fates, that right there introduced a new standard for, like, choreography in movies. Well, maybe for the Star Wars series at least. Maybe others. I don't know. All I know is Duel of the Fates, one of the best soundtracks ever, and it was actually in Phantom Menace. I don't know if you guys actually like Phantom Menace. I actually liked Phantom Menace myself, even though Jar Jar can be annoying. I actually like the Phantom Menace. Anyway, let's do it. It said Galactic Civil War, but it's Clone Wars Galactic Civil War Heroes plus Darth Maul, but Maul is kind of grouped in the Clone Wars. Well, this game came out before certain things, like I was saying last episode. Spoilers, I guess. Whatever. I've already talked about it, and you guys have probably found out about it. No, I'm not adding it again. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. Hey, it's Boba Fett. Anyway, so if you guys want, yeah, I'll just be talking about here all like backstories on heroes and villains and stuff. Pretty much random Star Wars stuff. Why not? Final bonus episode, why not? Anyway, whose side? I'm a fan of the villains, but you know what? Since it's the last episode, I'm gonna make it a long one, and we're gonna play in Hans since he was on the screen. He's bonus. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, start with Obi-Wan. Anakin. Oh, sorry, Leia. Yeah, the thing is with the heroes wielding blue blades, you got to be careful as to which one you're looking at. Especially in Anakin's case, make sure you take a look at what he's wearing. Anyway. That ain't the Jedi way. I don't know. So yeah, heroes and villains. If only this actually happened like this. Finish what we started long ago. Thought that was someone else. Whoa. Whoa. Boba Fett! Oh, I can't. What the? He clearly hit me with a wrist rocket, and yet either I deflected that or it did nothing to me. I don't know what happened. Whoa. So, how's it really going, guys? I guess. Oh no. Whoa. Yeah, that's definitely. I knew that was gonna happen. So, I actually. Yeah, Yoda! Master Yoda himself, Grand Master of the Jedi. How did. He, well, definitely he got that position not just on his age alone, of course. Yoda probably outlived almost every Jedi. I'll exceed the lifespans of, like, all Jedi. Maybe. Trying to think if there was any Jedi that actually lived longer than 900 years. Like, there probably was, but Tyrannus. Okay, I guess I could talk about that. So, spoilers, I guess, for what I'm about to say. So, you know how when Obi-Wan went to Kamino and the Kaminoans told him that a Jedi Master named Sifo-Dyas commissioned the clone army? Well, he did. But he also didn't. See, it's a double-edged coin here. Darth Plagueis the Wise, master of Darth Sidious, who found a way to cheat death and manipulate. Yes, him. Well, see, Damask was a banker. He was immune. And one of the finest ones. He trained San Hill in the ways of finance. If you don't know who San Hill is, in the episode 2, Attack of the Clones, which I actually liked, even though some of the sappy romance between Anakin and Padme was, the fighting was good. Anyway, when Obi-Wan is spying on track Jango Fett to Geonosis, he found the formation of the Separatist Council under Dooku, and the guy with the long head, pale skin, who represented the banking clan, he had one line that said, "The banking clan will sign your treaty." That's pretty much all he said. Anyway, so, back to Damask. So, head of Damask Holdings, his family's money, which was actually a lot. Oh, sorry, myself. He convinced. Supposedly, Sifo-Dyas had a vision of the Republic needing an army, and his views were contradictory to what the Council said. But Damask managed to convince him to go through with it. Now, after Plagueis' death, Sifo-Dyas uses some money given to him by Plagueis and went to the Kaminoans to raise an army, but he never found a prime clone. Well, a genetic template. So what happened? Now, of course, Sifo-Dyas didn't know he was playing right into the hands of the Sith, of course. So what happened to be this. After Sifo-Dyas did that, Dooku, who was under the name of Tyrannus, who had already left the Jedi Order, who was once a friend of Sifo-Dyas, paid off a criminal syndicate, using his Sith name Tyrannus, but not the Darth, of course, that would have given it away. Just called himself Tyrannus. Paid off a criminal syndicate, the Pikes, to shoot down Sifo-Dyas' ship. Alright, Sifo-Dyas was killed. Then, you know what Tyrannus did? He went to the Kaminoans. No, no, I don't know. This was all based on Camino, and I don't know how Count Dooku managed to wipe Camino from the Jedi archives. Probably when he left the Jedi Order and became one of the Lost 20. Of course, they didn't know he was a Sith at the time, so he probably was allowed entrance into the temple and into the archive. So, and because he probably had knowledge of access codes or something, he managed to do that. So, one time, Sidious says to Tyrannus, well, these two things have something to do with one of my favorite games of all time, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which will be maybe a future Let's Play. See, there were two problems facing Sidious, sort of. One was an irritant, the Bando Gora, under the command of a former pupil of Dooku when he was a Jedi, who had her mind broken and became the head of the Bando Gora. So, Kamari Vosa. So, one time Sidious calls Tyrannus and says to him that the Bando Gora needs to be taken care of. And Dooku's like, as you wish. And what of your plan for the clone army? Like I said, Cypher Dyas was falling into their hands. Sidious says, our cloners require a prime specimen, perhaps among the galaxy's most dangerous mercenaries. And Dooku says that he would accomplish both of these efforts with a single stroke. Now, what happens? So, he places a bounty on Kamari Vosa. Now, it's a bounty big enough that every hunter in the galaxy probably would be after her. But this information isn't made public. So, Dooku contacts, as far as I know, only 2 bounty hunters. He probably contacted more, but we just never know. See what happened? He contacts Jango Fett. Yes, the man who was like one of the best bounty hunters ever. He made his name infamous, and of course Boba Fett made that even more infamous, to the point where you were in a cantina and somebody even whispers the name Fett, the whole place goes silent. It's kind of like if the rebels hear that the 501st are entering the battle. So, the 2 bounty hunters, Jango and Montrose. Now, what's special about these 2 is that they are ex-Mandalorians. Now, for those who know the Clone Wars, you know the Mandalorians is either the pacifists or the Death Watch, a terrorist group. The Death Watch are actually a splinter group that broke with the Mandalore, which is the head of the warrior Mandalorians, Jasta Mareel, and became pretty much a splinter terrorist organization. And they waged battle with the true Mandalorians under Mareel. Montrose sought to be Mandalore, so when the time was right, Montrose left Jaster to die under Tor Vizsla, ancestor of Pre-Vizsla. So, So he goes back to the Mandalorians and they ask what happened to says that Jaster died, leaving him in command, and they ask what of Jango, because Jango was like a son to Jaster. And he said that he died trying to defend Jaster. Jango shows up with Mariel's body and tells the actual truth, and Montross was exiled. So, and after the Battle of, was it Galadrin? I know the planet, I know how it's sort of spelled, but pronunciation is weird. Pretty much what you need to know is the Jedi, from what I've read, the Death Watch lured Jedi into a confrontation with the true Mandalorians. What happened was there were only few survivors, one of them being Count Dooku, the other Jango Fett. They were just two of only a few survivors. Anyway, so Count Dooku already knew Jango's abilities. So, what? Yeah, so he contacted them and put a bounty on says that you are of a select few to partake in a special hunt for us prey. And special is right, like only 2 people were ever contacted. What was the credits he posted? 5 million credits. See why almost everyone would be after her? But the Bandogor is, of course, very dangerous. So, but since he knew their abilities, that's why they were contacted. Anyway, so they both go on this hunt and clashing with each other, but never killing each other because, well, as the Bounty Hunter's Code states, or Bounty Hunter's Creed, I must say, one of the tenets say, "You shall not slay another hunter." No matter how much it would make your job easier, you won't do it. Even if they're a scrub, you will not. Well, unless it's a hunter trying to make it on their own who was drummed out by a court decision by the Bounty Hunters Guild, they are no longer considered hunters, and so if you come across them, then it's just open season. You're free to blow their brains out. So, anyway, in a final duel, Montross actually has all of his former Mandalorian armor on. Jango wins, of course, and Jango doesn't kill Montross. Montross, well, dies in another way. You'll find out when I play Bounty Hunter. So, yeah, Jango wins, gets the bounty. And Dooku shows up, congratulates him, and Jango wants the money. And Dooku, who was a wealthy noble, that's how he was able to post 5 million credits. He's like, of course, 5 million, was it? Or much more. If you're willing to come with me to Camino, be cloned. And then they start talking about all the clone army, and Jango accepts on one. He wants the first clone unaltered. Wants the first clone for himself unaltered. That decision right there would give rise to one of the best bounty hunters ever. Boba Fett. Well, that's the hero. This plays the villains. So, yeah, that's interesting. You know what? Why didn't I get this out before? Hang on a sec, guys. Okay, I'm back. Now, what I grabbed is 3 books off my shelf. They're supposed to be like hand guides. Yeah, Vader. Now, here's it's the Jedi Path, the Book of Sith, and the Bounty Hunter's Code, which so I can provide information, better information. No. What style does Vader use? Well, as Anakin, he was Gem so a very one of two ways of practicing Form 5, Shen. Well, actually, Shen is one of side, the other is Gem, so they're both the same form, just depending on ferocity. So, I should have grabbed that out earlier. So I guess I could talk about lightsaber styles. Yeah, I've talked about Vader. Where in the Jedi path would that lie? Hang on a sec, let me look. Oh yeah, there are multiple positions as Jedi. A class of a Guardian, Counselor, Sentinel, and then subcategories. Where are the lightsabers? I know it's around here. Well, Form 1 is under Initiate. So, uh, sorry, but I know this is kind of boring, no action, but I'm trying to find this. Yeah. Where's Nye, man? There's that. Ah, Shicho, the oldest of all forms, and first to evolve. Determination form, Sarlacc. Weird thing to. Anyway, Makashi, which is later on in the book. Where is. Ah, yes. Makashi. Dooku's preferred style. Pretty much what it is a way of a. Wrong character. Nope. There. It's pretty much an old style of lightsaber dueling. It's very much made for lightsaber to lightsaber combat. Like fencing. Imagine like a lightsaber fencing. You know how awesome that would be? Anyway. Yeah. Uh, probably Dooku taught Grievous how to swing. Well, Dooku taught Grievous how to swing a lightsaber. So probably Makashi for him. Form 3. Sarisu. It's a defense form. It is merely to keep you alive. Should you, like, deflect blaster bolts, and if you get caught in an ambush with, like, 2 Sith warriors, it'll keep you alive for a brief while until you get an opening and can switch to an offensive style. It is pure defense. Form 4. Ataru. It is agility based, like all his flips and stuff. It was the style of well, most notably, Qui-Gon Jinn. Obi-Wan, actually, I should have mentioned, Obi-Wan was a master of Form 3, Sarisu. Now, was it Ataru or Xian/Gem So? Yeah, Resilience form of Sarisu. Yeah, it's a kinetic way of fighting. Right. Form 5, Xian/Gem So. Perseverance form. Way of Crate Dragon. Those things are. Neck. Yeah, that's interesting. Whoa. I was busy reading. uh, dang it, I'm back here. Yeah. Whoa, Form 6. It was pretty much created to give Sarisu an offensive form. Whereas, yeah, you can deflect blaster bolts with, Sarisu, but you would deflect them willy-nilly. Xian/Gem So would allow one to deflect blaster bolts, but on a path that would send it back to the original shooter. And it's also a wicked lightsaber style too, as evidenced by Anakin. So yeah, I think Obi-Wan knows a little. Maybe. Form 6, Nyman. Controller. Trying to hold my book and controller. Moderation form. Way of Rancor. It's supposed to be the diplomat's form for counselors. Supposedly it's a balance of all of them. It's not as precise as 2, or defensive as 3, or kinetic as Form 4, nor dominating as 5, but Form 6 draws from all of them. Many battle masters do not consider it demanding, sufficiently demanding. Anyway, Makashi, Nyman can also be used for form to use 2 blades. Because Form 7 is under that. So, yes, advanced lightsaber techniques. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking. I just want to talk about stuff. Yeah, saber throw with force and stuff. Oh, yeah, here it is. Form 7, Gyo. Pretty much for what Form 7 is for. It's existed for thousands of years, but is the most controversial of all forms. Only few Jedi get to learn it. Next, for proper execution of Gyo, similarly puts a Jedi in violation of one of the code's core precepts. There is no emotion, there is peace. Pretty much, Gyo, to use Gyo, you have to be fueled by your emotions, but you need to have a good grip on it as not to fall to the dark side, because there have been instances that Gyo has led a Jedi to the dark side. And actually, there's a note here by Sidious that says, not a surprise, Jedi. It's a Sith style. Though you do not give it to it blindly, of course. Now, there is one variation of Form 7 that is more dangerous than all of them. If you thought Form 7 dipped dangerously close to the dark side before, oh, you ain't seen nothing. What do I mean by that? And wow, they actually are winning. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. Form 7 Veapad, created by Master Windu and practiced very, you won't see that often. What it is, be need health. It dipped so dangerously close. Pretty much for Veapad, you have to allow yourself to open to your emotions, controlled of course, and give in to the thrill of battle. Okay? Now. Hang on, I'm trying to... So, yeah. Get back, Jedi! So,
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
there are no stormtroopers here, Leia. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. Not child. Vamped, you have to be swept up in the thrill of battle. Pretty much, you have to be an utter angry, psychotic lunatic to master it. So what does that say about Mace Windu? Anyway, some other stuff like dual blade fighting. Like what Maul uses. Well, technically it's a Sith style for strong style, because there's only two Sith styles, but in Jedi terms, with a saber staff, it's Jarkai, which is pretty much like a saber staff or two blades hooked together, like Ventress. I know I'm missing something. I know there is a form I'm missing from Jedi. I might come across it, but not well. Maybe I'll start a series just talking about Star Wars stuff. Speaking of which, let me know if you guys want that in the comments, alright? You guys are a fan of this and just want me to talk about random Star Wars stuff, or want me to answer any questions you might have regarding the Star Wars continuity or universe, let me know, alright? I will be happy to answer your questions to the best I can. Of course, I will do my research and stuff. Anyway, Sith fighting. There are only two forms, strong and fast. Now, Darth Bane, who set the rule of two, said for most Sith, it'll be strong style. Strong style is made to quickly overwhelm an opponent's defenses. Fast is only for a select few, like his apprentice, Darth Zana. I guess I could actually talk about that. Bane, rule of two. After the Battle of Roshan, which ended in the Brotherhood of Darkness's it was wiped out, and Lord Hoth and his 100 volunteers of the Jedi Army of Light. Actually, at that time, there was a Jedi battle war position known as a Jedi Lord. Sith Lord and Jedi Lord. Coincidence? Perhaps. So, yeah. Bane had Lord Khan use their ultimate suicide weapon, the Thought Bomb, which draws force energy from all nearby force sensitives, and then when it blows, all force sensitives in the radius will be wiped out. After this, the Jedi thought Bane had died with him. The Sith survived. Darth Bane took an apprentice, and thus created the rule of two. Hold power, an apprentice who craves. And all Sith know this when they are. That they will inevitably be challenged by their apprentices, and if they are defeated and killed, then the Order survives. That is the ultimate goal, the continuation of the Sith Order. Bane says if you're too concerned with your own well-being or to share power. Now, that's a contradiction because true Sith do not share power. See, the Master does not. Yes, they train their up an ounce of power. Yeah, and I know I'm probably gonna get a defeat. I just want to talk about this stuff. All right, guys. So, actually, let's look in the Book of Sith, shall we? And I. Sorry, guys, why I laughed. When I opened it, I immediately opened to the beginning of Bane's part. That's pure coincidence. Anyway, yes, the Force is not fire, it is venom. Well, the light is fire. Because the more Jedi there are, the stronger they are. The Sith are strong. The dark side is strong when it is one individual, but there must. The dark side is venom. Pour it into too many cups, and it becomes so diluted it is merely. But pour those cups back into a single vessel, and you will have the power to stop it. Yes, sharing power is an act of weakness. The code says later when sharing power, they share it by training. The apprentice must struggle for every achievement. So, talk about some dark side powers and all that. Why do I even need the bounty hunter's code? Nah. It's a good resource for another time. Boy. 9-man for her! So, yeah. Actually, I like how one of the villains' command posts is the cantina. Imagine, like all these villains, like the ones in it that you get to play as, they're all like, or maybe just the Sith, sitting in, like, maybe the Mos Eisley cantina having drinks. You know how funny that would be? And speaking of which, that actually brings me to something I kind of forgot about. This one time I saw this image on Google. I don't know what what it was called, so I don't know how to find it. But it's basically this. It's a major Darksiders. Now, actually, before I talk about that, you're probably wondering. Yeah, the Sith have servants, but and other people that they like train or something. But they are not. But what are they? Good question. Like Asajj Ventress, she was in a cult, trained in the ways of the dark side by Count Dooku. Yes, but never a true apprentice. She might have been had Tyrannus actually killed Sidious and taken over, but then again, Sidious is way too powerful. So, what Maul is also an interesting thinking, because even though he's Darth Maul, when he was trained, there were also three. That would technically make three Sith, because he had the name of Darth. Well, that was Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, and then yes, because Sidious was the master of Maul. There was the Master's master, who was. And speaking of Plagueis, remember in episode 1, for those who actually watched that and liked it, remember the part when Maul is Sidious and Maul are walking on Coruscant, like on a balcony on Coruscant at night in their Sith hoods and stuff, and Maul says that he tracked Amidala's starfighter to Tatooine, and he says his most known line, "At last we will reveal ourselves to the." That scene right there, you want to know something interesting? Plagueis is spying on them. Yes, Darth Plagueis was alive during episode 1. He was Magister Higo the Mask. He was watching Sidious the whole time. Anyway, yeah, I'm about to lose, but what I was going to say about that picture, it was okay. These Darksiders were all at like a gala, like a ball, and they all had like a glass of champagne, and they were having like a toast or something. It was like a young like Senator Palpatine Sidious, like a teenage Maul, Count Dooku in his normal robe and cape, and Ventress in like a nice dress, which is kind of funny. But there was also there were a total of 5 Darksiders. I've mentioned 4, and the 5th, Darth Plagueis himself. I wish I could find that picture. If I can, I might throw it in editing to show you guys if I can find that, because it's actually kind of interesting. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Showed both heroes and villains and talked about a lot of stuff. Anyway, that is it for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this series as much as I did, watching it as much as I did making it. And I will see you in my next series, which is Luigi's Mansion. Good to hunt some ghosts. See you guys then. And and one last thing, and I do believe it is most appropriate for. Hang on a sec. Strike that. Reverse it. The way I said heroes and villains and then Sith and Jedi. Well, that's a point of view. Yeah, strike that. Reverse it. So, see you guys next time, and may the Force light or dark, depending on if you're a Jedi or a Sith, be with you. See you guys.